Back in the deep, dark history of motorcycling, so long ago I was even a child, and I'm very old now, there was the Z1000, and it was a legendary motorcycle. Born from the Z900, which was Kawasaki's first foray into the big four-cylinder machinery, high-performance sports bikes, muscle bikes, whatever you wanted to call them, super bikes of the day. The Z1000 became something of a legend, spawned extra versions, and the basic engine went on to power a lot of big Kawasaki's for a long time. And this is the modern version of the Z1000. It's still naked, it's still very, very raw, very, very tough. But anybody who thinks this is just a nice, large capacity machine for cruising around, well, sorry, I've got news for you. This is a sports bike without any fairing and a more comfortable riding position.
And it's a thoroughbred at that. There's no compromise, no rider modes, just 140 horses on tap at 10 grand. You can hear this engine wants to wail like a banshee, and it's purpose built for going fast. For 2016, Kawasaki has added a slipper clutch developed from racing technology. 2 clutch springs have been removed, giving the lever a lighter feel, and most importantly, the rear wheel stays settled throughout downshifts from high revs. The chassis and suspension are sports bike firm, and when ridden hard, the Z1000 comes into a world of its own. On ordinary surfaces, however, the stiffer setup can sometimes turn riding the bike into a bit of a chore. The big piston, separate function forks deserve credit because they are as good or better than much of what you'll find on many fully fared sports bikes. You could swap out the rear shock for a unit with a slightly gentler spring, or one with full adjustability if you want to ride in a more mundane, suburban fashion or have more comfort. But this isn't really what the Z1000 is about. People who enjoy riding hard in the twists will be more than happy with the setup out of the box. The ABS brakes are well and truly on the money, providing a strong initial bite and excellent feel, allowing you to get on the brakes that little bit later and make use of the quick steering. But the Z1000 is much more user-friendly than you might think. The lack of fairing and angular Z pattern styling gives the bike an attitude which is anything but friendly, and this isn't really the case. With good throttle control, the Z1000 is a gentleman of the road. The engine has great mid-range, which is surprisingly tractable, and it's still happy being ridden around in a civilised manner. The throttle response is snappy but predictable and no problem for experienced riders. The riding position is another area which really ties things together for the big Z. Lower pegs sit underneath the rider and an upright bar position combines to provide the Z1000 with a great mix of sports performance and comfort, which will appeal to a lot of riders.
So there you have it. Here's a ballsy, big capacity machine that can do just about everything, but really, it's for the person who thinks the ZX10 is just a bit too aggressive in that riding position, doesn't need the full fairing on it, who thinks the GTR 1300 is just a big touring bike and, again, doesn't want all that bodywork and the panniers and all the rest of it. The Kawasaki's offering a whole heap of large capacity road bikes at the moment. And the Z1000, well, you sort of look at it and you think, well, who's that for? And it's for the person who really appreciates a big, naked sports bike, doesn't want to be too uncomfortable, but wants that stiff suspension, good handling, excellent performance, and muscular attitude.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, make a comment and subscribe. You can watch our other videos from Kawasaki too. Thanks for watching Cycle Talk.
A little over 10 years ago, Kawasaki reintroduced the Z1000, its classic naked performance bike.